after a nice little break down in the big smoke. We're ready to rip into more framing. Welcome back to a brand new episode. If you're new to the channel, to the Wolf Builders YouTube channel, we're frickin' me and Fabian are the frickin' A-team. Gang, baby. What?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. And we are currently renovating a beach house. So stay tuned for this epic episode where we sort of continue framing, maybe get a bit of roof framing in and all the good stuff. But we're gonna pick up where we left off last time, and we're gonna continue to frame up some walls. So yeah, let's freaking get into it, eh? When I was down in Auckland, I managed to pick up some actual castellated cavity battens that we needed. The stuff that showed up was incorrect. It was double castellated, and we need a single castellated for our batten. And for our cladding that's going on, the E-series, it's got a little aluminium clip that you use, and then that holds the cladding in place. So you can see here, we've got flat surface and a castellation, and then a single bevel on the top so the water can run around and down. And also, grab the right installation for the joist that I installed at 450 centers, which is right. It just I ordered the wrong installation, so. Yeah, 450s and then 600s under here, so ready to rock and roll. This is what we're working with. Far out. Fabiano's going to pick out a couple of top and bottom plates while I figure out the window placements in this wall. Alright, framing time, baby. Let's get it. So first plan of attack is, well, the first thing we need is a top and bottom plate. Now, honestly, in a situation like this when we're doing a renovation, I always just go to the section that we're working in and measure the bottom plate itself, get an accurate measurement there. The plan itself won't be that accurate. I highly doubt that the architect came out and measured everything perfectly. He would have just used the existing drawings that were in the system, on the council system or whatever, and used that. So I've actually just went and did that, and the first measurement I've got is this back wall behind you. So this wall here, we're going to be building it where we've just done our new floor extension. Now, on the plan it shows 6'1", but the actual measurement is 6 meters 78. So 6 meters 78. I mean that's fine by me. I'm just going to use that as my actual measurement. Of course, all our lengths of timber come in 6 meters. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to minus 90 mil so I can get that bottom plate in one full length. So that's going to be 5,988 for our bottom plate. The reason I can minus 90 mil is because I have another wall that could either butt into it, or the one that we're doing now is going to butt into that one. So that's because we've got a corner there. And then yeah, so we're going to go through and frame that. And then my next wall that I need to get is this one through here. Now we built this one last week, so I pretty much just minus the length of that wall and then get the overall measurement from end to end, which is 8 meters 10. On the plan here it says 8 meters 25, but again we just use that 8 meters 10 as our measurement and then minus that wall, and that's going to give us our bottom plate length. The second thing we sort of need to figure out is the window positionings. Now again, in a new build that will all be detailed on here, but because we've got existing window that we're removing and we've got some new ones going in, we sort of have to use the plan that is given to us to sort of dictate where those are positioned. So I wanted to make sure that on this wall here we've got one window there, the new one going in and the existing one, and then we've also got a brace on the other side. So I've used the brace as an indication on where I would first start that window. And then I split those two windows up evenly in between where the brace ends and the end of the wall, and that will give me a bit of continuity between those two windows, which is really nice. Now in this situation, there's a window right above the kitchen sink here. This one's changing sizes, and it's going to match the size of those ones there that we're building. But unfortunately I haven't got the kitchen plan yet, and it does look like this this window is adjusted a little bit. So I'm waiting to get the kitchen plan back so I can accurately measure out where that window needs to go. You can see on this plan here. You can see on this plan here, so this is where the new window is going in here. It goes right above the sink, and you can sort of see that it actually steps in from this kitchen bench. I'm assuming it's going to be about 900 off the wall, but I want to double triple check that for now. So let's go mark out our bottom plates, eh? Alright, layout time for our wall. So Fabian's gone through, cut our top and bottom plates as we measured them out before. Now I've also pinned them together so they can stay nice and tight while I'm marking out, and I've also made sure that they're flush at each end. And now pretty much got to set up our layout. So we've got 400 centers detailed on the plan, so that's what we're going to do. Now this one here, I'm going to have a wall. This wall is going to be butting into another one to create my corner over there. Now you also want to make sure that I know what's going on here, but you want to make sure you want to mark if this is going to be the corner or that's butting into the existing wall. And so I'm going to set my tape 90mm off the edge of this frame, and then we're going to have a 400 center layout. So I'm going to come back to 378, and then I'm going to put my nail in, and then I can just start marking my 400s from there. Pretty easy, straight through. Now this wall is the one where I don't have any detail on where the window's sitting, so I've sort of just marked out where I think it's going to go, but I'm not going to install this until I have the correct details. So we're just going to leave that section out for now, and just start it out, and then we can move that window backwards and forwards a couple 100mm if needs be. Nice and easy. So this wall is going in through here, this end's going to butt in, and yeah, we'll frickin' start whacking it together. Unfortunately, I don't have any flat surface to build this wall on, so we're just using the lawn. It's reasonably flat, but it sort of limits the things that we can do with the frame in regards to building it on the ground and lifting it in. So that's okay. So we want to check all our studs for a bit of a crown or a bow. We want them all facing the same direction, facing them out like that, so to the outside of the wall, external facing the wall. Honestly, that's pretty much all I can do with that wall. I need to know the positioning of that window. I can't put any nogs or anything like that because I can't get my bottom plate nice and straight, nothing to fix to. So yeah, I have to sort of nog it all out in place and all that sort of carry on, but at least we got the bulk of it down. The bulk of it, far out, fuck all of it. Now if we were good, we would build the next wall on top of that one, but I don't think it's necessary. Normally we just keep stacking them up on top, building. If we've got them nice and square, it makes it easier for us to frame on top of, but yeah, still got to work with what we got, I guess. Alright, so I've just got the kitchen plan back from the client. Now I've gone through and I've actually marked it out accurately on my bottom plate so I know exactly where everything is. So I've got a 10mm jib, and then I've got my overhead cupboard that runs through here, and then a panel that sort of sits on the overhead cupboard, so pretty much the door. Then I got a big space, and then over here I got another panel, and then the fridge unit that way. So that's exactly where the kitchen units are going to be sitting. And I need to center my window exactly in between that. So I'm going to get a measurement between those two panels and get a center mark, and then measure out the width of my window so I can get my my understuds and my trimmer studs and my studs in the exact right position. So if I measure that, oh, 2 meters 20 on the dot, so 1 meter 10 to the center. If I whack another nail in there. Now my window is 1800, that's the box size. So our rough opening size wants to be 1820. It's giving us 10 mil around the outside of the window each side. So if I go 9, 10, that right there, 9, 10, that is going to be my trimmer stud. And then if I come back this way, 9, 10, so I've actually put this in the wrong spot, but that's alright. 9, 10, I put trimmer stud, that way I know that's exactly where my window needs to go. You need that ITM sign out there, eh?
Yeah.
Look at that. Trusses are in. Far out a little bit early by the looks. Look what else we got. Far out some swordfish mojo, eh? The boys have freaking spoiled us. Far North ITM, eh? Hooking it up. Yeah. Far out stoked actually. Gotta call them up, and they freaking did the urgent freaking truss manufacturing 1 week it took. Straight in and in. So
What happens if it's just no good? Will it simply move on to the next house in the neighborhood? I don't think I can leave this be. I got too much riding on this, you see. It's me and the chimney tonight. I'm not taking my eyes off of it. Me and the chimney tonight. Right here by the tree is where I'll sit. Me and the chimney. Me and the chimney. Me and the chimney tonight. Hey Papa, don't Santa know that it's dangerous? Can't be up on the roof when there's snow. There's nothing to discuss. I don't think I can let this go. I've gotta see this through, you know. It's me and the chimney tonight. Taking my eyes.
woo, steady.
Sorry.
Right, well, what happens if you slice your hand?
Stop.
Good morning, Taupo Bay.
Right here by the tree is where I'll sit. Me and the chimney. Me and the chimney. Me and the chimney tonight.
Alright, so now we've got this freaking massive ass wall we've got to try and get in. We're planning on putting a couple of saw stalls and lifting it up onto that and then back in, so hopefully that works. Just light it, maybe. Yep. Sweet.
Yeah.
Happy?
Smack that bottom from your end.
Yeah. Eh?
Smack the bottom from your end and this way.
Smack the what?
Smack the bottom from your end.
Oh, bend over there, buddy. Hey? How'd that do?
Bro, that didn't mean.
Look at that, bro. Stoked. Top and bottom plate first, get those nice and tight.
Yep.
Back together. What we're doing now is we're doing all our frames together. So we've got that butt joint over there, that's Fabian's nailing off. I'm nailing the corners in place. Because we did all the hardwards at the beginning with our profiles and our foundation work, we know that each corner is perfect and each end that our wall butts into the existing cladding there is perfect as well. So all we got to do is just tack down our top and bottom plates, and we'll also connect our top plates together. And if we have to do some cutting and stuff like that afterwards to get them nice and plumb, we will, but we like to go through and sort of nail them as they are.
Don't Santa know that it's dangerous? Can't be up on the roof when the snow. There's nothing to discuss. I don't think I can let
Alright, so I've
this
just got
go.
off the wall with the client. I took some photos of the windows in the kitchen, dining and lounge. And they were like, oh shit, a little bit funny about the sill height. That's what you guys are on at the moment, the sill through here. They want to drop the sill height another 100 mil, but that means we have to drop the lintel down 100 mil, and it sort of doesn't work. Well, you can do it, but this detail through here, we've got this head height and this head height want to be the same, and we could drop it down, but it will look a little bit funny. So what I suggested to them is we can make the windows bigger by 100 mil, but it's going to incur an extra cost because all the glass and everything's all ordered. So that's pretty much our gist now. They really want to have that sill down 100 mil, so we're going to keep the head height the same, drop the sill 100 mil, make the window 100 mil bigger, and then that way the clients are super happy. They spend a lot of money on this stuff, so a little bit of extra money goes a long way, and it's really hard to sort of know exactly how big these are until they're actually built. And what was it decided on originally, so that's fine. What we're going to do now is just whip this sill down, this one, all three of them, so they're all the same size, and it gives that continuity through the living area. Yeah, just goes to show how important it is to sort of keep your clients informed about what's going on site, and that way they can make accurate decisions in a timely manner. Fabiano's freaking banging out these nogs. There's so many of them in this wall because of the way we've got to set our nog height set up. But I'm going to come through and sort this area out now. So we've got our existing wall and our new one cutting into it. So that's going to create pretty much two internal corners through here. I'm not going to nog it out for now. I'm going to wait until I actually remove this cladding for me to actually get those nogs in. It'll be a little bit easier for me. But what I need to do is I need to plumb this wall up, get it nice and plumb, and then I can actually fix it off to this existing wall, and then that way we can start working our way around and plumbing these up. I got my laser, my PLS that sat down there, 50mm off the frame, and I got my brace installed up here. Now the key thing to note is pretty much you want fixings into the top and the bottom plate, but you don't want your brace to stick above the top plate because it can get in the way of the trusses. I set the brace up in such a way that I can actually lever it the way I need the wall to go. So I've got like literally just 1mm. Just a few more tacks along that brace and now we've got our first plumb corner, I guess. Alrighty, Tim Tidy. Whew! Alright, we're back on site this morning. Now we've got all our plates secured and nice and plumb, the corners at least. Now I'm coming through and I want to make sure that I'm getting my corners actually straight. So I want to put my straight edge on here like this. And I want to see if there's any inconsistencies in the stud. So I can see here, there's about a 2mm gap between the level and the stud. So when I'm measuring these logs in the corner, I'm going to add 2mm in the section I need to. And that is going to make this corner nice and straight. So I'll check both sides like this. Okay, that one's actually kicking out right at the very top. So I'm going to go put these 2 nogs in where I think... The heck? Sort of see what I was doing with this corner over here. I'm using the studs to manipulate the corner to make it nice and straight. Of course, we've got our top and bottom plates nice and plumb, and then I use my straight edge. The internal corner is probably more important than the external. We can buzz the external. Alright, this is the sort of shit we're working with. Look at that. This is ridiculous. It nearly fit my hand through. We're using it as a brace, but still, we've got to pick through all that. And it's like, is that acceptable? Hey, give that wall a shake, Fabian. So you see that? Now we're going to go through and we've got a string line set up and we're going to try and get this top plate nice and straight. We don't want that moving backwards and forwards while we're up there on the trusses, so we're going to use some braces to get it perfectly straight, and we're going to do that on this wall, the new walls that we've built. So I just gone through and cut some of these braces up. I mean, fuck! That's fucked! Oh well, looks like Fabian on Friday night. Sweet, and we're probably just going to wrap that video up here. Make sure you stay tuned for the next one where we're just about to start ripping off this roof and start installing some bloody trusses. We've got a freaking bunch of little bits and pieces to sort out there, but we'll hit it face on. Face on, head on. Face on! Face on! We've got a few little bits to finish off over there, but you sort of get the gist of it. Now you're wondering, what the heck? Like I explained to you that we've got these nogs at 600 centers for our E200 series cladding that's going on there, the new wall. And that's just their specification. So 600 centers, and we've also got this one that's 200mm down from the top. And that's because there's an aluminium extrusion that sits at the top and we can't get one of our clip systems on there, so we've got to attach it down here. So it's going to be a little bit weird above the head flashings where the two clips are quite close together, so I'm going to see what happens there, but that's all for a future bloody video.
You saw that, eh?
What was that?
Bro, I don't even know.
Bro, far out, that came out of the back of your head.
That came out of your bum.
But yeah, thank you guys. If you made it to the end, thank you for tuning in, and make sure you like and subscribe. I mean, you guys have already probably done that by now, so woo! Let's freaking rip into this roof, bro. Look, I think we got a good day for it. Catch you on the next one. Woo!